everybody. This is Dr. Preston. I'm with Muir Orthopedic Specialist, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about arm care in youth baseball players. Specifically about a banded program to train the arms, prevent injury in youth throwers. And really our target audience are little leaguers and preventing something I see a lot of in young athletes, which is little leaguer's elbow. Little leaguer's elbow is pain across the inside of the elbow from throwing, and it's from too much stress across the growth plate in the inside of the elbow. And that is essentially a precursor to a bigger injury in adult athletes that we see, which is the Tommy John type of injury. And I will tell you, for every older athlete that I've treated with an elbow injury related to throwing, i.e. those that go on to Tommy John surgery, I can typically track back to their youth and episodes they had in youth baseball where they had a little leaguer's elbow. So what I'm trying to promote for everybody here is a way to prevent the little leaguer's elbow, which I see as a possible precursor to a bigger injury in an older adult thrower, okay? So in doing so, I'm gonna teach the banded program today. This is something that I would promote for youth baseball players from ages essentially 10 to 13. And that's an area where volunteer coaches have the opportunity to coach their kids and teach them good habits they carry on to the future when they're less likely to have a parent coach. Teaching these programs to 10-year-olds is challenging, and I wouldn't expect them to master the program. The goal would be to instill this program into younger athletes so they get used to it and master it more around the age of 12, 13, they're independent, and then they're off to further baseball should they keep playing with a healthy arm care program. We're going to go over rows, flat goalposts, face pulls, field goals, forward hugs, internal rotation, and external rotation. Now, when doing this, for the first 2 to 3 weeks, I'd recommend just teaching a modified program, not this full program. In doing so, I would start with the flat goalposts, the forward hugs, and then internal and external rotation to start with. And when we're doing this program, this is a part of our warm-up. I like to warm kids up with general running at your discretion, general dynamic stretching at your discretion, but I will tell you some areas in particular that are effective are actually bear crawls. That's warming up the whole body, including the hands and wrists for throwing. Now, when you're warming up using these exercises with a banded program similar to the J bands, I'd be talking about doing 1 to 2 sets, okay? It's also a great cool down for really all players, but especially a kid who's been on the mound. If the kid's been on the mound, you're going to be wanting them to do 2 to 3 sets post-throwing. And then eventually we can get to a point where kids are doing this on their own at home for strengthening for something more in the area of 3 to 5 sets. So the way we're going to do this is for the rows, we're going to do a set of 5 with a 30-second hold. The flat goalposts, a set of 5 with a 30-second hold. And then everything else in this program, we're going to do just sets of 10 to warm the athletes up, okay? So remember, warm up, is going to be 1 to 2 sets, cool down, 2 to 3 sets, and then finally, I'll call it workout. On 3 to 5 sets. And when should a kid be doing this at home on their own for a workout? I would say that should be after a 24-hour recovery period, essentially a 1-day recovery period after throwing. After that, I think they're fine to do this in an off day. So say they've had a game on a Saturday, rest on Sunday, there's no practice till Tuesday, so Monday they can be doing an arm care program, 3 to 5 sets. Okay, so come over with me and we'll see how to do these things. Gives you an idea of where a 10-year-old stands doing this sort of thing. And so we'll start him out. So Charlie, why don't you start first with face pulls, okay? Just do 10 face pulls. Good. Now relax. Now next up, we'll have him do flat goalposts. And for flat goalposts, remember that was a set of 5 that we're going to hold for 30 seconds at the end. So do flat goalposts, a set of 5, and just hold at the end. So he wants to try to keep his elbows coming out more to a 90-degree angle, just coming out, holding here, and I'll go back, and come out. Drive those elbows back and back. And you can cue your athletes by putting your hands behind them and try to touch my hands. Touch my hands, good. And I'll hold there, and he's holding there for 30 seconds. Now next, we're gonna have him do rows. Go ahead and do rows. Give me 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold the rows. Good, and relax, okay? So at this point, are you feeling a little bit warmed up?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna have you go towards field goals. Field goals is a set of 10, straight up in the air, and notice, go ahead, go start doing field goals. Keep your arms straight, and you should be going thumbs up towards, thumbs up. Arm straight, thumbs up. And he's bending his back to try to assist. You want them to keep up and not bend their back and just get their arms up. And those are the field goals, okay? Now good. Now you notice that we're warming up a lot of these posterior, these back muscles right here, because these are the areas that get particularly weak in youth baseball players. They're used to throwing in the front, having stronger front muscles. So we're doing a lot of warm up and a lot of activation, of those posterior muscles. So now Charlie, turn around, and he's going to do the forward hugs. So forward hugs, you want them hugging out in front, essentially doing flies. Go ahead, forward hugs. Step up forward. Forward hugs. 1, good. And notice we want a space right here. Go hug. We want him hugging out in front. Good. Not just coming across like cable rows, but actually hugging out in front and activating his front muscles, okay? Good. 2 more. Good. And now from here, we can get into our internal rotation. So Charlie, come up forward, step up forward a little bit, arms up here, and this is internal rotation coming down like that. 1, good. Try to get this up a little bit, go. And this in action would be a set of 10. And lastly, you can go ahead and turn around, and we'll end with external rotation. Again, arms up. And 90-degree angle at the elbows, straight wrists, and going back for a set of 10. Hit my hands. 1, good. And notice he wants to use his back. And you put a hand here, and go. Good, relax. So you can have a coach doing that and cueing the players, teaching them how to use their bands. In our league this year, we're going to provide our majors teams with 2 sets of bands in an effort to try to train those kids. We're encouraging all parents to purchase bands for their kids. J bands have youth bands, which are lighter bands for less mature bodies rather than the adult J bands, which are a great purchase item for parents. And if we can teach the kids early in the season with the coach during warm-ups, peel them off 2 at a time to go through their bands, encourage their pitchers after a throwing outing, after a game, again, to do bands, and over time develop kids who can do this on their own themselves and actually do it to train themselves. I think you'll be in a great shape as a youth baseball league. So this is our entry-level recommended arm care program, and I hope you enjoy it.